Welcome to the City of Miramar Business Connect, where we connect your business to what's important. My name is Johnny Douglas, and I'm your host. Today, we'll be discussing the impact of Black businesses in America's economy. And as our guest today, we have with us Miss Garrie Harris. She is the president and co-founder of Alpha1 Staffing. Welcome, Ms. Harris.
Thank you very much, Johnny, for having me.
Oh, it's a pleasure to have you here. I have a little known fact. August is National Black Business Month. So in this month of November, we will recognize Black-owned businesses across the country. Here's the fact. Historian John William Templeton and engineer Frederick E. Jordan Sr. founded National Black Business Month in August 2004. The purpose was to drive the policy agenda affecting the 2.6 million African American businesses. That's our little known fact for today. So now that we've had that out the way, I have my introduction. We want to get into who this magnificent woman is in front of me today as our guest panelist, Miss Garrie Harris. Can you give us an overview of your business?
Absolutely. Thank you so very much again, Johnny, for having us. And that was a great, well-known fact because I learned something. I actually learned that the number of Black-owned businesses in the United States, I did not realize that we had such a significant number. So that's great. I would really be interested in, and I guess I have to do the research on that, how many of those businesses reside in the state of Florida. So that would be interesting to me as well. But that's a great number. That's a great start. Let's look at that number in the years to come because we definitely need Black businesses and we need to support Black businesses. But your question is a little bit about Alpha1 Staffing. We are proud business owners in the city of Miramar. We actually started the business in 2007 and we decided to make Miramar our home. And we have not left Miramar. We have expanded to other areas, but this is still our home. We love doing business in Miramar and it has just been a great opportunity for us. Because of where Miramar is situated, we can hop on the expressway and go south or go north and catch a flight. So it's great for us. And the traffic is not so bad yet. Going by leaps and bounds, so that's changing every day. But a little bit more about Alpha1 Staffing. As I mentioned, we established the firm in 2007, and I say we because I have partners, and we started out doing somewhat of the same type of economic situation that we're in now, but the economy was doing really bad. The unemployment rate was extremely high. And here we go opening up a staffing firm. How dare us to do that, right? So we had a very, very rough and bumpy road in the beginning. We found our niche market in the area of contracting for government and municipalities. And that has been our saving grace. We are a strong minority firm now. We employ at certain periods numbers in the hundreds throughout the state of Florida. We just came off of a major project with the vaccine sites where we were staffing vaccine personnel for, again, municipalities throughout the state of Florida, Orlando, Jacksonville, Tampa, Fort Myers, Miami, Broward. It was just an amazing experience. And we're so thankful to our partnership with the state of Florida. And that goes back to that municipal state of Florida relationship that we have as a staffing firm. But we don't only partner with, municipalities and the state of Florida. We also have a lot of private clientele that we service as well. And again, as of late, we're finding ourselves in the market of medical staffing. the nurses, the CNAs, the LPNs. There's a huge need in that market, and we're back out with the state of Florida doing some stuff in terms of the COVID testing sites. So that's where we are now, and that's our focus for now. Just a little bit more. Around 2014, we actually reinvented ourselves again and added some new products to our Rolodex, and we decided that we wanted to go chase hurricanes. So we became certified in the area of disaster management, and we staff for disaster management, hurricanes, and that has taken us to Louisiana, Texas, North Carolina, and of course Florida with the hurricanes. So that's another part of the area that we staff in.
That is awesome. So now, if anybody wanted to participate or join any type of forces when it comes to disaster, the best way is to come through your organization, that you can staff them and make sure that they're staffed properly and equally enough that there's enough manpower to get the job done. Would that be correct?
That is absolutely correct. When I said 2014, I think around 2015 or 16, there was a major storm that hit Broward County. We partnered with one of the major disaster firms, and again, we brought them numbers to complete the debris removal process throughout Broward County. In the schools and municipalities is where we primarily work at. But yes, it's boots on the ground for us, and we don't actually touch debris, but we monitor. So there's a little difference in what we do. So yes, absolutely. That's awesome.
That is awesome. That is awesome. Because I know your staffing portion of your business has worked wonders in the city of Miramar when it comes to staffing there. And we're definitely going to do some more work as well with your team. Now, you were saying, and I caught this when you were saying that in the middle of everything that's going on in the economy, you opened up this business. And my thought to you is, what or whom inspired you to even go into the staffing arena?
Yeah, I was a banker by trade. I had been in the financial arena for a number of years and decided that I was bored, being in the bank. I was a bank vice president, so and I had moved through the ranks throughout my career and just was looking for something different. So I decided to join the staffing industry, and I went to work for a major staffing firm. And I learned the industry, very well. But then again, the itch hit me that I wanted to do something for myself. So I, contacted some people that I knew that had some money. And they decided to put their money behind me. And we opened up Alpha1 Staffing. Yes.
So it's the best thing they ever done, best investment, right? They ever made.
I think it was a very good investment for them. Yes.
Okay. So now, when it comes to staffing, what are some of the best practices that someone who's looking for a job in a particular area? What are some of the best practices that you can tell them about, first of all, even applying for these jobs? Yeah. I mean, I know your staffing would help with that, like how to formulate a resume that looks appealing to an employer.
Right. And that's a very good question, because staffing industry has not always had the best reputation, but we find ourselves in a unique situation where we bring qualified, diverse candidates, and we like to present those candidates to firms who may not necessarily have used a minority staffing firm to bring them the best candidates. They may be using those other firms, and they don't necessarily represent who we are. So first of all, when you're with Alpha1 Staffing, and I don't mean to say that all of our candidates are diverse, because they're not. But when we work with you, and you apply with Alpha1 Staffing, we take the position of nurturing you. We want to make sure that we have the best understanding of what you're looking for, and the best understanding of what our client is looking for. And then we're going to try to match that talent. Typically, it's a numbers game, and we don't necessarily like to play the numbers game. Of course, we have to in some cases, because we still have to compete and be very competitive. But in a situation where we can actually match your skills to what the client needs, then that's really the best scenario for us. So I said all that to say that my advice is to get with a staffing firm that really will take the time to speak to you, and not just say, put your resume in my portal, and when something comes up, we'll talk to you about it. We really want to understand what you're actually looking for, and try to match that skill with the client. And if there's something along the way that we can ask you to take a course, or you may want to look at homing your skills in on this particular area, if that's the area in which you want to go in, we try to make those recommendations.
Oh, that is awesome. So, I remember being unemployed, and I was going through in different agencies online. There was no personal contact with them. You just sent your resume in, and they said, okay, great, upload your resume and we'll get back with you. And most of them send jobs that doesn't even relate to my field of what I'm interested in.
Right.
And so I'm glad to hear that you have taken the time to even have maybe a one-on-one session with these employees, or with applicants.
Mm-hmm.
And to get to know them about what are you looking for, or maybe a phone conversation that will go in depth to what are you looking for? How do you think you fit into this arena of work? What is your capacity to learn this type of job?
Mm-hmm.
What are you willing to do? Are you willing to go to get further educated on it? Are you willing to gain your certifications for this?
Mm-hmm.
How do you want to see yourself? And I think that's a very good thing when a person is looking for a job. And it also makes it easier for an employer that they don't have to go through all of that. You're doing the work for them. I love the fact that you work well with the municipalities and with private sectors as well, so that they don't have to do that footwork that you already do so wonderfully and so well.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. And I do want to say that, Johnny, that we don't always get it right. I don't want the misconception that we always get it right. Again, it's a numbers game. So we try our best to make sure that we touch every single candidate, but sometimes it's just impossible to do so.
Okay, well, okay. So now, when you had this thought in your mind and you had your investors, what were some of the challenges that you had? If anybody else wanted to even start a business, not maybe a staffing business, but any type of business, what were some of the challenges you had about your business plan, developing it, and then presenting it? Were there any challenges, successes with that? Give us some insight on that.
Yeah, there were a lot of challenges. The challenge that we realized, probably 6 months into the firm, is that we were undercapitalized. And myself, as being a former banker, I thought that I knew what it took to start the company and be successful, and the contracts were going to start rolling in. Again, we started the company in an economic crisis, so that kind of threw our budget out of the water, and we did not really understand too as well how difficult it was for a startup company to get capital. So, it was undercapitalized in the beginning, and now let's go to the institutions and get capital. Were all very major challenges. So we had to figure out and maneuver and cut some costs which we didn't expect, which delayed our growth because we didn't really have the capital to do the marketing and bring on the software products so that we can compete in this very competitive staffing market.
Okay, that was, thank you so much for that, because I think a lot of business, especially startup businesses, they have a tendency to have this great idea, and it is a wonderful idea, and it is a community need. But however, like you were saying, I think to get the logistics part of the business and the financial parts of the business on point is where the challenges come in. One of the, if you had any advice for any startup out there now, what, based on your experience, what would be your advice to them?
Yeah, and I mentor startup businesses. I mentor people who want to go into the staffing industry because this is a great industry. It's a lot of money out there. So, let's go make it. And we think that that we shouldn't teach others because they might compete. Well, as I said before, there's so much money out here. Let's get ours. The competition is great. And if we could foster someone and they're successful in their business, then that's, that's just another added thing that we could say that we helped another small business or startup. But my advice would be, as I just mentioned to you, I think that if you could find one in the industry that you're interested in starting a business, you should find a mentor. I again mentor people who want to go into this industry or startup. And I was just speaking with one of them this morning, and she was saying that I've done everything that you said, but business is still not walking in the door. And I'm making phone calls. I have marketing material, but I'm just not getting any interested clients. So my advice would be is that just like we started, there is a great opportunity to expand or start your business with solicitations, bids, make sure your certifications are in place, because once a solicitation or bid for a municipality or government comes along, you're going to want to make sure that your certifications are there so that you're cheap in that market. Now, sometimes that is not necessarily the most profitable business because we are competing with, the dollars and budgets of municipality, but it's a great opportunity to expand and put that on your business resume and have that as a backbone of your company. And what I mean as a backbone is that revenue is still coming in. So as you can go and chase those other things that may be more profitable.
Awesome. Okay, thank you so much. And I hope that that the businesses that are listening will take that advice under consideration, because it is a very good advice to make sure that you know your path to where you're going. Sometimes in business, business owners, when I've talked to them, they kind of veered off their path. And I've learned through the fact of talking to them that they've listened to someone else, and someone else has spoken into their business plan. And now it's kind of like, I've lost my footing. I forgot what I'm here for.
Right.
And so good that you stuck with what you were there for. You remain true to your purpose and true to your calling, true to your business. So that's awesome. I think that's what added to most of your success.
Thank you.
So now my next question for you is this. It is Black History Month. So my question to you is, in our economy today, how significant do you think our Black businesses are? Are they really significant, or is there a comparison to our counterparts versus Black business owners? Are we significant?
Well, in your little known fact, you started out by quoting and giving some great information as to the number of Black businesses there are in the United States. So that in itself speaks to the significance. And I will tell you that when I am trying to look for a service, I purposely look for a minority firm. And so that's significant to me. I recently had an opportunity to produce several commercials for Comcast because they're helping Black businesses, to give airtime and get the word out about your company. And I purposely went out and found a Black firm that produces commercials for this particular project. And if Black businesses were not there and they were not significant, I would not have had the opportunity to, number one, showcase Garrie Harris and Alpha1 Staffing, but also showcase the minority production firm and hire up to 50 people in terms of crew and makeup and hair and wardrobe and assistants in order to do this. And that circulates in our community. It's supposed to. Our community is not as small as we all live in the same spot, but we all, when we say community, it's the community of us,
Right.
And so that puts the kids through college. That helps buy school clothes, that helps the hairdressers, that helps everyone. So it's so significant that we have minority businesses so that we can continue to make our communities flourish. So yes, it very much important.
Oh, awesome. That great answer. By me working for the city of Miramar, and I go out and my job is to visit businesses, and I'm usually in the historic Miramar area. And I find the same thing there. I find the love that those minority businesses have for what they do. I find that they are very, very proficient in what they do. I just think that there's need to be a little bit more recognition of where they are, who they are, and that they can compete with the all global markets that we have. They can do that. They really can compete. And I think they need a leg up to let people know that, hey, we're here. We have sub sandwiches too. We have barbershops who are doing phenomenal work. We have mentoring programs that we can mentor you as well. So I think that needs to be out. That's one of the reasons why why I brought up the podcast to the city. And I'm so glad they committed to it. The city of Miramar is always in the corner of businesses within the city of Miramar. And they support businesses through all of our tri-county cities.
Absolutely.
And I'm so glad they supported this, because I want to give businesses time and a moment to highlight who they are, because people may not know what you do, and that you're even in the city of Miramar or in the city of Pembroke Pines. I've interviewed people all the way in Chicago, because we can get information and draw information from any business. Some Chicago may be doing something that you've never thought of. It's like, oh wow, I didn't think about that. I can add that to my business repertoire. So I'm so glad that the city of Miramar is open to that, and I'm so glad that you're here. My other question for you is, when it comes to our consumers, America is tricky when it comes to us our consumers. We're a faddish type nation. Whatever the soup of today is, we'll drink from that soup. So how can businesses, especially minority businesses, position themselves to be competitive in this market, in America's market? Because we're very, very faddish people. You can be in season this year, out of season next year. How do you stay competitive?
I've been out of season. I've been out of season. I think that what we have to do is continue to participate in forums like this. We have to let the community know, America know, that we're out there and that we're capable of performing tasks. We have to pivot and reposition ourselves. And pivot is so overused, but I'm going to say it because it's true. When I talked about us with the vaccine sites, we had not done anything on that magnitude throughout the state of Florida in our history. But rather than shy away from that, we took on that challenge, and that challenge has led to our name getting out there and being sort of that flavor of the season, which is great. But you want to make sure that when you take on those challenges, that you are ready, that it doesn't ruin your reputation because you're taking on something that you're not ready for. So in that relevancy, I would say, stay connected to your community, stay connected to your chambers, stay connected to your network organizations, do stuff so that your name is floating out there amongst the people who are buying services. Don't just sit back and say, I put up my shingles, I'm here, but nobody's coming. You have to get from behind the books, from behind the counter, from behind the desk, and go out there and walk in the room with confidence and let people know that Alpha1 Staffing is here and we're ready. So, when you're ready, we're ready, and I think that will keep you relevant in America.
You said a whole lot of important things there. I keyed in on two. One was being able to, if you go after something, being able to have the capacity to deliver the goods of what you're signing up for. That's very important. The next thing you said was to be able, to speak boldly about your business, to go into a room and let them know that, hey, we're here, and we can handle this. We're at the table. You've invited us to the table. We're gonna make the table work. Sometimes you got to walk in there and say, not only am I at the table, I am the table.
Right, exactly.
I am the table.
I am the table. Yes. We're going to this table, because if you don't have that confidence in your business, then no one will. So you, as that front face, that representation of your company, you have to believe in what you do, and you have to deliver.
Wow, that's awesome. Well, I'm not going to hold you long because I know your day has to get started because your business is very busy.
We're so thankful that we're busy. Yes, absolutely.
I know that's a good busy. When I go into business and I see lines out the door, I say, "Oh, you need to talk to me today." No, you just do your. I'll call you later. I respect that. I love when businesses are complaining about their understaffed. And I thought to myself, "Oh wow!" So when I hear understaffed again, I'm going to give them your card. I'm going to say, "You're understaffed. Here, we got help for you." Well, thank you for coming with us and sharing with us, Ms. Harris. We enjoyed having you on, and if any businesses want to get in contact with you, how do they get in contact with you?
Yes, they can contact us via our website, which is www.alpha1staffing.com, and that's a numeric one. Again, that's www.alpha1staffing.com. Now, we do have a 1-800 number, and I don't have it in front of me. My apologies. But our local number is 305-620-3633, 305-620-3633.
But I just wanted to make sure that our audience who are listening on Spotify can hear that. We're going to have it posted on the YouTube. So we're going to have all your information there. So if anybody's listening, you'll have all her information that you can reach out to this phenomenal young lady who has a awesome business and ready to staff your company, your municipality at will. Just trust what she does because she's good at what she does. For all the businesses out there, please sign up for our Business Pulse newsletter. The City of Miramar has a newsletter, and you can sign up on www.miramarfl.gov/Business Pulse. In that Business Pulse, you're going to find out everything that's going on in the City of Miramar. You're going to find out where the latest webinars are, educational opportunities, and financial opportunities as well. Our newsletter is full of everything from around all the tri-counties that you can get involved with. So make sure you sign up for that. And that is www.miramarfl.gov/Business Pulse. Again, Ms. Harris, thank you for being on our show, and I appreciate you.
Such a pleasure. Thank you so very much, Johnny.
And to everybody out there, have a great day And also be kind to yourself. Good night.